Good afternoon, I'm Karen Holmes Ward. In just hours, Hollywood's biggest stars will hit the new champagne-colored carpet for the 95th Annual Academy Awards. This year marks a milestone for the Asian community with a record number of Asian nominees. Progress is being made when it comes to representation, but critics say Hollywood still has a long way to go. The 95th Academy Awards will be one for the history books with a new record set for Asian representation. For the first time ever, 4 Asian actors are nominated.
We've come so far. The landscape is very different now. We are finally having a seat at the table.
All the places I could be.
3 of the nominations from the hit movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. In total, the film up for 11 awards. Ke Huy Quan nominated for Best Supporting Actor, reflecting on this pivotal moment.
Being an Asian actor was very difficult because there was just not a lot of opportunities for us back then. This year especially, it makes me so happy because it just reinforces my belief that impactful change can happen.
Michelle Yeoh becoming the first Best Actress nominee to openly identify as Asian, recognized for her role in the same film, leading the audience into a mind-bending interdimensional adventure as she tries to save her family and the world.
It's exciting to have such great representation from the AAPI community. That's the beauty of film, giving an understanding and context to the lives of people who exist in our society.
Stephanie Hsu up for Best Supporting Actress, seeing the effect of that firsthand.
When my mom came to see it at the premiere, she was in tears. She pointed to the screen and she said, "That's me." And I realized it was the first time my mother has ever seen her story on a screen.
Hong Chau also nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in The Whale.
You say you're sorry one more time, I will shove a knife right into you.
Many hoping to see similar representation across the board in the future, saying we still have a long way to go.
What's very problematic when our entertainment sphere that Hollywood dominates doesn't reflect the reality of who we are. There's been progress, but there's still a way to go.
And joining me now are Susan Chinson. She's the founding director of the Boston Asian American Film Festival, and Ed Lee, a television writer and associate professor in visual and media arts at Emerson College. Well, the film industry is notably hard to break into for non-white actors. Why is that? Why have actors of color struggled to be included? Why the struggle for diversity? And I want to talk a little bit about Everything Everywhere All at Once. The film is female-led, yes, conspicuously inclusive. Michelle Yeoh is the first Asian woman up for Best Actress. 2 of her co-stars are of Asian heritage, are also nominated for supporting roles. And you've seen the film. Why do you think this movie has been doing so well this award season? So much to talk about, Susan.
So much. This film is really, for me, exploded onto the scene. Was such a unexpected, present gift to, I think, especially me. I'm sure, I think many others feel the same way. It has been something different. I haven't seen a film like this ever. I actually consider this probably one of my favorite films of all time.
Yes.
Like up there. Like as soon as I walked out of the theater, I was like, this is incredible. It made that kind of an impact.
Because you saw yourself, or because of the quality of the film, or both?
Both. I mean, it was almost mind-blowing to me to think that this film was so good. It had all of the things that we've been seeing sort of even coming out of Marvel, the multiverse aspects, just the special effects, the choreography, the music, the wardrobe, the acting, the quality was just like, it hit all those notes. And then within that, it was sort of casted around really an Asian American story, an Asian American story. Whereas this film festival has been very focused at these things, and to think this is mainstream, like
big
we're
time.
putting it at mainstream
Hollywood.
Here. Yeah.
And what is it about this moment in Asian American filmmaking that you think is going to shape what we see in the future? And in terms of Everything Everywhere All at Once, a lot of ties to Emerson College too.
Yes, both directors went to Emerson College, the Daniels, and we're very proud of that. But I think this is going to spark a lot more just Asian representation. One of the great things about Everything Everywhere All at Once is that it's really a universal story in there. It's a story about a family and how much they love each other, and it's a story about regret, but with a hopeful message to it. And the specificity of a Chinese American family in there, I think is wonderful because it helps to humanize that experience for people who are not Asian American, and it helps Asian American people to feel seen.
Seen.
Yes.
Let's talk about the concept of representation. We have some statistics here. Of the more than 13,000 Oscar nominees since the first Academy Awards in 1929, 6% are from underrepresented ethnicities. This is according to a USC Annenberg inclusion at the Academy Awards report. And out of all Academy Award winners, only 2% have been women of color. So again, you just talked about being seen. Why does representation matter?
Well, I think there's been a history of where there really weren't a lot of Asian Americans in the country until the past 30 or 40 years, I think, when a lot of Asian American immigration happened. And I think right now we're starting to see more Asian Americans who are behind the camera in roles of executives and writers and directors and people who want to see more of our authentic stories. And the audience for Asian American films has grown as well. So I think the industry tends to lag behind in terms of that kind of representation. But I think it's valued more to see honest and truthful stories of real families in the U.S.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, no, I feel like, in many ways it has a lot to do with the gatekeepers, the decision makers within Hollywood and who those people are and their proximity to stories. So for the most part, I think the history has been like, you understand a story, you put it on TV, you know that it's going to do well. But if it's something that doesn't look like you, looks a little bit foreign, and to be honest, Asian Americans have had this, issue of always being the perpetual foreigner. So not feeling like it is an American story. And that has been, I think, a huge challenge. I think in the past years, to be honest, there's actually this little bit of me still wondering, like, with this change of Everything Everywhere and its huge success financially and just popularity, how much is it really going to change? Like, we've seen things like, Joy Luck Club, Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah, so things have been starting to get better, but it hasn't like totally broken. So I'm feeling like this is like, we just got to keep coming at it, and it definitely feels like this generation now has more people in places of decision-making power and that are able to open it. I think the Academy has put on an aggressive campaign to try and diversify who's included in the decision-making process. For that part, I think I've seen a lot of progress.
Hollywood's all about making money.
Yes.
So we're talking about successes such as Squid Games, released in 2021, Netflix most watched series, and of course you just mentioned a few years ago, Crazy Rich Asians, a box office hit. So do you think that the financial success of these will make a difference in terms of how stories get greenlit?
Absolutely. I think really money talks in Hollywood, and you have to show that you can return the enormous investment that studios and production companies make in a television show or a feature film. So really showing that we can make films, and again, that have universal appeal, and television shows that have universal appeal, even though they're very culturally specific, helps to gain popularity with mainstream audiences.
All right, you know what? It's time for us to hear your Oscar picks. What films and individuals are your favorites to win at this year's Oscars? Let's hear your picks for Best Picture, Best Actor, and Best Actress. Susan.
I will go with Best Picture, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Brendan Fraser for The Whale.
Okay, and how about you?
I have Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Picture. Michelle Yeoh, she's wonderful, so Best Actress. And I actually I haven't seen enough. I'm going to actually go with a dark horse pick and say Paul Mescal will win for Best Actor.
All right, very good. Ed and Susan, thank you for being here. You can make your own Oscar picks. Fill out our online ballot on WCVB.com. Up